Considering private member statements, I call the member for Maitland.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. Today I wish to speak on a matter that has touched every farmer in my electorate and indeed across New South Wales, and that is of course the ongoing drought. Many challenges have been faced by farmers in Maitland and they've braved them since the onset of this drought last year. Earlier this year, Maitland recorded its driest January since 1932, with only 6 millimetres of rainfall. Some rains in March promised relief, but proved isolated, and this managed to escalate the damage to farmland by encouraging the growth of toxic, fast-growing kikuyu grass, which can poison livestock. Several cases of kikuyu poisoning have already appeared in the Hunter region. As edible grass has disappeared, farmers have turned to hay to feed their livestock, which is largely sourced from surrounding areas. As a temporary solution, the expense incurred by freight charges often outweighs the value of the crops to the farmers, and it's not the only problem. Agricultural farmers throughout the Hunter have also been pummeled by the drought. Without rainfall, those with dams have turned to irrigation to water their crops, including Mr Danny Stork in our neighbouring region of Glen Oak. Now, 5 of Mr Stork's 6 dams have run dry. 2 more farmers who sell their goods at Maitland's slow earth food markets ran out of water completely in February, and it's a huge issue for our dairy farmers because lack of water is difficult for them when they can't flush their machines. As crops fail, the increased demand and limited supply of hay has pushed prices upwards. Herds from Dungog and Gresford are passing through Maitland sale yards as farmers hastily rid themselves of animals they can no longer feed. It's a devastating process. With the downward pressure on livestock prices, some farmers are losing hundreds of dollars per animal. In this difficult time, I wish to commend the courage and community of Maitland and the Hunter, where residents have pulled together to support struggling farms through the Buy a Bale Hunter campaign. Buy a Bale is the fruit of a partnership between Rural Aid and several regional publications, including the Maitland Mercury, Newcastle Herald, Gold Chronicle, Scone Advocate and Hunter Valley News. The money from this campaign funds much needed water and hay for livestock, and the fund also buys groceries for our farmers and their families. The campaign raised $54,000 in the first week alone, with the bulk of donations stemming from Hunter residents. That so many were mobilised to give so much in support of their local farmers is a testament to the unique character of regional communities like my own in Maitland. In fact, on Saturday last night, Rural Aid CEO Charles and Tracy Alder were at the Maitland Maitland City Bowling Club to continue to support our farmers through an event organised by Miss Kate Shoughton. Now, Rural Aid's been going since 2015 in Queensland, but is a national body. And Kate Shoughton had brought together a number of people to try, like many people, about 150 I'd say, to try and raise monies. It was great to see such support from the Shadow Minister for the Hunter Port Stephens, Maitland and Cessnock councillors, and also a candidate from the Shooter Fishers and Farmers in the Upper Hunter, and even one of the upper house government members. But I do note that not one Nationals state representative was at the event. That is a disgrace. Right next to me, Mr Speaker, we have the Upper Hunter, and to not see any support, particularly when it's his farmers that are also benefiting from these events. MPs from the ALP, from national, from the federal level, they all donated, but no one from the state. I want to pay particular tribute to one of our region's finest journalists, Belinda Jane Davis, who works with the Mercury. Belinda's been instrumental in highlighting the plight of our region's farmers, rallying our community behind them. Her articles in the Maitland Mercury have brought us the deeply personal and very affecting cries for help from our primary producers. And our Maitland Citizen of the Year and Local Woman of the Year, Emerald Dempster of the Slow Food Hunter Valley, has been enormously successful in helping a lot of farmers to offload some of their excess produce in these difficult times when they just don't have the capacity to get them around to where they might be needed otherwise. Over the last few weeks and months, we've had some much needed bouts of rain. However, this rain hasn't been enough and we are in need of much more. I spoke to a woman, Michelle Viola, who is a local farmer. She was impacted terribly by the floods in 2015. She told me she's down to her last bale. She's lost all her livestock, and it's just a disgrace. It was great to see, though, some of the support that people like Michelle, Maitland's nurses, Tim Peters, Emma Murphy, even Zelda Johnston, a new resident of my electorate, all came together. They rallied in solidarity to help our farmers, and I urge the government to do more to help them too. Thank you.
I thank